Hi, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
We are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
Top 3 simple ways you should top 3 simple things you should try with fibromyalgia. If my mom had fibromyalgia, Brad, these are the 3 things I would try with her.
Okay.
Without a doubt. So I really do believe in this. And if you believe in us, by the way, and then you are new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos on how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, sometimes safe. And we upload every day. Also, if you get a chance, go over to Facebook and like us, because Brad, specifically Brad, was not liked as a child, and we're trying to turn, no, I wasn't liked either. No, actually both of us were liked, but it's a funny story. And we're trying to turn things around, you know, get a lot of likes.
Yeah, so we'll do whatever we can get liked.
We'll lie, we'll do cheat, we'll do everything. So, Brad, all this is really based on mostly this book right here. And this is called Your Fibromyalgia Workbook. It's by Adrian Lowe. He actually wrote this one by himself, because we've mentioned quite a few of his books. Big fan of his. This book really covers the step number 1, which what we recommend when you have fibromyalgia, and that's education. Basically, this is called therapeutic neuroscience education.
Yeah, that's a mouthful.
So what I would do is, if you have fibromyalgia, I would try this book first, and if you start believing into the principles of this book, then you might seek out a therapist that could help you with it even further.
Sure.
So you'd want to seek out a therapist that, you know, has knowledge in that therapeutic neuroscience education area there. So,
because you know, you may go to the doctor, they're going to see you for 15 minutes, diagnose you with fibromyalgia. You might be thinking about everything you've heard about it, and how it can change your life into a negative aspect. But once you educate yourself and find out what you can do to treat this, doors open up, and it's much more relieving for your whole body and mind.
What I liked about this workbook, Brad, is that it really put forth to me how discouraging fibromyalgia is. I mean, you go to doctors, and a lot of them have seen doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors. I mean, it goes on and on and on.
Sure.
And nobody's really helping them. You know, I mean, and so it gets very discouraging, and they begin to think they can't be helped. And I really think there's nothing further from the truth. And I'm not going to do justice to this book. I can tell you that, Brad, because there's so much in there. Brad and I were just having this discussion. Their books have so much in there, and it takes a lot to absorb it.
Right. It's one of those things, you need to read about it, because they give some analogies, and they take more time.
A lot of examples.
Your mind can absorb it much better with that. You know, with this video, we're going to introduce it, give you some, open your eyes that there are some options.
Some of the concepts here. So, you know, for example, they have in here, in the book, they have the old diagnosis or the old way description of the diagnosis of what fibromyalgia is. It was, the old description was chronic and widespread pain located at 11 of 18 tender points.
Right.
So you have these points throughout your body. You know, there's 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. And if you had, how many, 11 of them, you were diagnosed with fibromyalgia. The way they want you to think about it is that it's a process whereby your brain, it knows it knows about your life, and your brain is making this decision to defend you. And it by defending you, it actually goes overboard, and it amplifies its nerves. The nerves become hypersensitive.
So what normally a person may feel as a little bit of pain, that pain is elevated from all these other stimulus. And again, this is one of those things that it's hard to explain in a few sentences.
Yeah, he does it in several pages. It's like the volume is turned up on your nerves, and they're stuck. It's stuck on a high mode.
Sure.
And those nerves. So instead of responding to a little bit of pain normally, it actually fires way up.
Right. Amplified it. And how do we get that volume to turn back down?
How do we get that volume to get down? And we're going to talk about a few of those things today. But one thing they found, Brad, just by educating you, I'm going to show this picture now, Brad.
Sure. I'm ready.
Just by it, no, I can't find it. Just by educating you, here it is. So tell me where to stand, Lonnie.
Come a little bit closer.
Okay, Lonnie's going to let us come closer.
So we're going to look here. We're not going to read this. We're using these diagrams of the brain and some scans of the brain.
So this is the scan of a brain that's feeling a lot of pain.
You can see the red areas and the other are areas that are being stimulated, representing pain.
Yep. Now, after this is the same brain, it was scanned after it received the education about what's going on with their fibromyalgia, and look how calm it is.
So this is not a change from medication.
No,
just from what the
just
person,
from education.
their understanding of their problem.
Yep.
So much less activity there.
And I saw the real scans, by the way. These are obviously just drawings, but
Right.
they're good representations.
Sure.
So education is so important to help calm things down, because the things that'll fire it up, I'm going to grab that real quick here. The things that'll fire you up are quite numerous. So things that'll amplify your nerves or get them more sensitive. The fact that you can't get any better, you can't get an answer about your fibromyalgia.
So the anxiety point
The anxiety.
of thinking you're stuck with this forever.
You know what? You might have job issues because you can't work very well because you have fibromyalgia. You have failed treatment. Nothing helps. There's no hope. You might have family issues. Money issues because you
Sure.
can't work. Constant pain. All this just keeps
Right.
accelerating.
It stacks on top of each other, and it makes the
Makes
problem
the
even
pain
worse.
worse.
So we need to unstack things and get you settled down, and that's what we're looking at.
The only other thing I want to read from here, Brad, and I know it's really boring when I read things, but the only other thing is they recommend that you start have some of these sayings that you always repeat when you're having pain.
Okay.
One thing is, you're sore, but you're safe.
So that the pain is not damaging your body,
Right.
but you are experiencing it.
Yeah, well, the next one fits right along with that, Brad. Hurt, but it does not equal harm. Just because something is hurting does not mean something was harmed or damaged.
Right.
It just means you have sensitive nerves.
Right. Yeah.
So-
and a lot of times we have pain. We know something is being literally damaged. You put your hand on the stove, it's burning. You need to pull it off. It's telling you something. In this case,
No,
you
in
have
fibromyalgia,
pain.
that's not the case.
Right.
The brain is creating the pain. There's not really actual damage.
Right.
So the soreness is from my sensitive nerves. Just because I hurt does not mean something's broken, and I'm just sensitive, sore, and out of shape. Which may not be true or not, but that part. But
Right.
quite often you get out of shape because you can't move because you pain.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Yep.
so that's the whole step number one. The top three simple things. Number one is education. The second thing is what they recommend in the book, Brad, is some aerobic activity.
Sure.
Really acts as a great one to help calm those sensitive nerves down.
Right.
So, and we're not talking about running or anything like that necessarily. Even if you can try to walk rapidly, 10 minutes at least, try to work up to it. Get your heart rate up to the 95 to 100 beats per minute. You can do that with a fast walk, can't
Oh
you,
yeah.
Brad?
Yep. Very, very much so. Yeah. You don't have to get out and run or get the treadmill going so you're sweating and you're huffing and puffing. You can get on the lower end of aerobic with a good brisk walk.
The other thing is, Brad, they kind of talked about when you're having pain and movement and what to do about that. First off, you don't want to have the saying "no pain, no gain," because that's not going to help. If you just try to push through the pain, you're having a lot of pain, you just work it anyway. That's not going to make it better. That's
Right.
going to make it worse. Also, but it doesn't also help to stop immediately when you feel pain.
So there's a happy medium, or
Yeah, we're going in the in-between, Brad. If you're getting pain, they call it teasing the pain. You want to bump into it. You want to push it a little bit when you're
Right.
feeling the pain, but then back off. And one of the things that we think might help you with that is the Thermotex. Where is it, Brad?
behind you, Bob.
Oh. We're a big advocate of this. Brad and I use this ourselves for a variety of issues,
Sure.
especially knots and stuff like that. But this is infrared heat. The reason we like it, infrared rays or infrared energy, it goes a lot deeper than just a regular heating pad.
Right.
And with a device like this, you can actually go over to the whole body. You can make a muff. You can get the hands. You can get the elbows. You can get the back. You can
Sure.
get the neck. It's got 3 panels, and those panels help provide the energy going into the body, which goes a lot deeper than regular heat.
Right,
Yeah.
regular hot pack. The difference from a few millimeters to 60. It's,
Right.
Right.
A few millimeters for a hot pack, 60 millimeters for this, which is 2.36
Going
inches.
to get into that muscle and warm it up and get that circulation going, and then get out and get some exercise and continue with it.
That's precisely what I was going to say, Brad. I'm hoping that this is going to allow you to move a little bit more. Pick the area that's bothering you the most and do this. The other thing that's nice to do with it when this is on, Brad, Because again, one thing that's going on is when your anxiety levels is your breathing is usually not very good.
Sure, shallower.
So, yeah, so, you know, we like the 8-6-4 breathing, is it?
Right.
4-6-8? 4-7-8.
I don't get all carried away
Yeah,
on the numbers, although it's a nice system.
Yeah, just gonna breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, you know, and relaxed breathing, taking deep breaths while the thermotex is in place.
The breath in, you hold the air in for a comfortable amount of time, and then you let it out slowly. So it's a controlled, deep breathing.
So again, you know, we didn't do justice to the book. It really is worth a shot, I think, if you have fibromyalgia, Brad. I mean, because I'm sure it's been very discouraging with all the things you've probably tried, but education does help decrease pain.
Right.
So, all right, anything else, Brad?
No, Bob, I think Adrian Lowe does a really nice job about working with that. And as therapists, we appreciate someone helping us out and giving us ways that we can...
Extra tools.
Right, more tools in the box. So.
All right, thanks for watching.